In this video, I'm going to explain how to play the game Hunting Treasure by Logicnose. This is a 2 or 4 player game. I wouldn't really go for 3 player because it offsets the balance, so either 2 players or 4 players per board. However, if you need to and you have an odd number, 3 players will work. Now, in this game, basically, you are going to be a little treasure hunter. And your objective is to be the first one to discover the treasure that you have been searching your whole life for. Now, let's say that I'm playing a 4-player game. Then each player will choose which hunter they want to be, and we will all place our guys on one edge of the board. Now, if you count, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 squares along each side. And when you set up, you have to place your little hunter in the middle square of that line or that edge. So I have a guy here, 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 and here. If I only had 2 people playing, I would go for the 2 opposite edges, either these 2 or these 2. If I had 3, there's not much to do, but there's a little bit of an unbalance. Now, for setup, what we also have are these little walls. Now, these walls, you could either have them white or yellow, but for a 4-player game, you're going to give each player 4 walls. If this were a 2-player game, each player would get 8 walls. So let me just quickly give 4 to each player here. 2, 3, 4, and then 4 to this guy. Now, as a hunter, this is where you start, and your treasure is located on the opposite edge of the board. So if I'm this pink guy, my edge to capture my treasure is over here. If I'm the green one, I want to head in this direction, orange would like to go this way, and white would like to go that way. Now, sometimes I find that, as an intense treasure hunter, I can sometimes forget where I am or forget where my treasure is. So a little tip that I would give is to find something, maybe a token of the same color, and place it on the opposite wall. Because if you're deep underground, in tunnels, searching for that treasure, sometimes you can forget. So having that reference point to know that this edge is in fact your opposite edge is a little bit useful. However, if you can remember which edge you started at and where you're going, then that's perfectly fine and well done. So here, this is my green guy. He's heading to this edge. Now, when I say this edge, I would like to point out that if the green guy manages to step on any one of these 7 tiles, he has managed to figure out and find his treasure. So any of these squares belong to him, and he would win. The objective of this game is to get to the opposite edge first and be the winner. Now, on your turn, there are 2 things you may do. You may either move your hunter 1 step. Now, the movement is front, back, left, and right, just 1 square. Or instead of moving your guy, you may place down a wall. Now, these walls go on the orange or beige lines in between 2 squares. So something like this, but not like this. It could be either horizontal or vertical. Both are okay. You can put it directly in front of other players, but not along the edge of the board or diagonally, something like this. The only rule for putting down boards or walls is that all players still have a route to get to where their treasure is. So this is still okay. However, if it was the orange player's turn, they are not allowed to place this here because there is no possible path for my pink guy to get to where his treasure is. Now, if this were my white guy, he still has a path to get to the other side, so it's okay. But for this pink, it's not okay. The orange guy, however, could place something like this, or like this, or like this, or like this, as long as the pink guy has some way to get to the opposite, this side, opposite edge. Now there's a cool thing about the movement, and that is that if you have another hunter in front of you, you can actually jump over them, and so in doing so, move 2 steps forward rather than just 1. Now, you can't jump over 2 guys, so if it was like this, you cannot jump over 2, but you can jump over 1. Now, again, you cannot move diagonally or, move weirdly, just forward, backward, left, and right. And again, the first player to move their guy all the way in some fashion to the other edge wins. Thank you.